Thanks, Brandis. Mayor Lori Lightfoot's 2022 budget proposal includes money for Chicago's homeless, with funding coming from the American Rescue Plan federal stimulus package. The city's effort would include up to $214 million in housing assistance. And tonight, as part of our Firsthand Living in Poverty series, we take a look at how that money would be allocated. Joining us to discuss homelessness assistance in the 2022 budget proposal is Doug Schenkelberg, who is Executive Director of the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless. We invited a representative from the mayor's office to join us tonight, but they were unavailable. Doug, we appreciate you being here with us.
Happy to be here.
All right, so your reaction to that $214 million number out of the budget to combat homelessness?
So we, along with other organizations and aldermen, we're actively advocating for part of the American Rescue Plan to go towards addressing homelessness, as well as a host of other community needs. We felt it was the right thing to do to support communities and to address the issue of homelessness in the city of Chicago. There's roughly 58,000 people experiencing homelessness in Chicago. Those are people on the street, in the shelter system, and living doubled up. And that number is from before the pandemic hit, so we know it's even worse now. So we're happy to see that that advocacy has resulted in a significant increase in funding to address homelessness through affordable housing and services.
Yeah, and I was just going to ask if you could give us a rundown of specifically what programs this money goes to.
So the line items included in the budget include money for permanent supportive housing, which is long-term housing with services to address people's needs when they are coming out of homelessness. And this is both for what would be traditional permanent supportive housing, as well as converting unused hotels to permanent supportive housing. There'll also be $20 million in short-term rental subsidies that move people into short-term housing until they can move into permanent housing. Money for infrastructure to make our shelter system non-congregate settings, money for behavioral health services. There's also money in the budget for to address gender-based violence, which includes addressing housing and other services. So there's a variety of aspects of homelessness that are
a lot of different programs. And let's hear what Mayor Lightfoot said during her budget address on this issue and how it relates to violence in the city. Take a look.
In addition to violence prevention, this budget also prioritizes homelessness, affordable housing, with new dollars to address the needs of Chicago's most vulnerable residents. First, we will increase funding for homelessness prevention by 36%, infusing $5 million into our flexible housing pools to support individuals who are frequent users of crisis systems, such as emergency rooms and shelters, and then connect them with supportive housing.
All right, so there's a boost in funding in this budget for some of these services because of that federal stimulus money that came in. So what happens in the next few years when there are no federal dollars like there have been the last couple of years?
That's exactly the question to be asking. And while we're encouraged by the use of this funding for the fiscal year 22 budget, we're really concerned about what happens after that. And so we have been advocating for long-term dedicated funding to address homelessness for a couple of years now through our Bring Chicago Home campaign. And so we think this initial investment can be a springboard to continuing that investment through a long-term funding stream that can not only sustain it, but increase it over the next several years.
And I think at the top you mentioned the city's homeless population is probably north of 58,000 now because of the pandemic. How much do you think a package like this could bring that number down and get people into houses or in some kind of housing?
So, I mean, what the mayor has proposed in the budget, our estimate is between the short-term rental subsidies and the permanent housing dollars put in the budget, we're looking at roughly between 1,500 to 1,800 people housed with this funding, which is a start, but it's not nearly enough given the total number of people experiencing homelessness. If we went with the Bring Chicago Home campaign and a long-term funding stream, we feel like we can serve 45,000 people over a 10-year period. So this initial investment is a great start, but we need money over the long term to really address the problem.
Right, so this sounds like a pretty small percentage of the entire homeless population in the city of Chicago. So ideally, what could bring that number down even further? What does the city need to do?
Well, the city needs to use its ability to change one tax that's out there, the real estate transfer tax, which is a tax that's paid when properties are bought and sold in the city of Chicago, and take it from a flat tax to a progressive tax. We're proposing a change that would increase the tax on properties sold over $1 million. The mayor backed that plan when she was a candidate, and then backed away from that when she became mayor. Our hope is that she would get back on board with that plan. And with that plan, you can generate close to $100 million a year in new revenue each and every year. And that can all be put towards addressing affordable housing and homelessness in the city of Chicago.
Right,
and have a real measurable impact.
Certainly been a tug of war on the debate over that tax. Very quickly, this budget also included $31 million for a universal basic income pilot program for some of Chicago's neediest families. Your reaction to that and how that might connect with the issue of homelessness?
Well, it's critical because, and I applaud it being in the budget, and I applaud Alderman Villegas for his championing that issue over the past couple of years. I think it's really important to provide people with basic flexible income that can provide a foundation to meet whatever need they have. I think what's great about universal basic income programs is that it's not focusing on one particular type of spending. It gives people flexibility to use the money as they need. And for someone experiencing homelessness, that would allow them to pay rent, to address utilities, to address other basic needs in their lives. So not only is housing in and of itself really critical, it's having cash in your life to address all the needs. So we hope the pilot's successful and they use good, solid best practices from across the country to implement.
Right, we'll watch to see how that goes and whether or not it gets passed in its current form, because City Council is still debating the budget. All right, Doug Schenkelberg, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.